Hello everybody. Today we will learn about the equations of motion by calculus method. We know that for accelerated motion there are three equations. First one, v is equal to u plus at. Second, s is equal to ut plus half at square. And third one, 2as is equal to v square minus u square. In these equations, u represent the initial velocity of the body, v represent its final velocity, s is the displacement of the body, a is the acceleration, and t is the time interval. Now we will see the derivation of these equations one by one. So this is the derivation of first equation of motion. So we know that the basic formula for acceleration is equal to change in velocity upon time interval. So as the body perform accelerated motion, so we can suppose that in small time interval dt, the velocity of the body changes by small amount dv. Now acceleration a can be written as a is equal to dv over dt. Now dv becomes a into dt, where a is the acceleration. Now we will integrate this equation on both the sides with the limits. For velocity side, left hand side, limits are u to v, where u is called lower limit, v is called upper limit. It means its velocity increases from u to v. On the right hand side, for time, its limits are 0 to t, where 0 is called lower limit and t is called upper limit. It means its time increases from 0 to t. On integrating dv we get v, and on integrating dt we get t with these limits. Now after integrating we will put the limits, but to put the limit the rule is that we will put upper limit minus lower limit. So in the place of v there will be v minus u is equal to a into, in the place of t there will be t minus 0, in this way. So we will get in the bracket v minus u is equal to a in the bracket t minus 0. On simplifying, it would become v minus u is equal to at, and finally it is represented by v is equal to u plus at. This is your first equation of motion, and this equation can also be represented by this velocity time graph. In this graph, this straight line slope shows that velocity of the body increases from u to v, and because it is a straight line, so this shows that body has uniform acceleration. Now we will see the derivation of second equation of motion. So to derive this equation, we use the formula velocity is equal to displacement upon time interval. Now again we can suppose that in a small time interval dt, suppose the body displaced by a small amount dx. So velocity v can be written as dx over dt. Hence dx is equal to becomes v into dt. But we know that the velocity v is equal to u plus at from first equation of motion. Now we will put the value of v in this above equation. Now that equation becomes dx is equal to u plus at in the bracket into dt. On multiplying dt, this equation becomes dx is equal to u into dt plus a into t into dt. Now we will integrate this equation on both the side. Again with the limits, on the left hand side for displacement, lower limit is 0, upper limit is s, and on the right hand side for time, limit is 0 to t, means 0 is lower limit, t is upper limit. So on integrating ds we will get x, and on integrating dt we get t, and in the third right hand side second part, integration of t into dt, that would be t square by 2. Now again we will put the limits. The limits is upper limit minus lower limit. So on the left hand side in the place of x there will be s minus 0, because limit was from 0 to s. S was the upper limit, 0 was the lower limit. So rule is upper limit minus lower limit. So on the left hand side s minus 0 is equal to u In the same way, at the place of t, there will be t minus 0 plus a by 2, again in the bracket t square minus 0, and on simplifying it will be s is equal to ut plus half at square. This is your second equation of motion. Now we will see the third equation of motion. To derive this equation, again we will use the basic formula of acceleration, that is acceleration is equal to change in velocity upon time interval. And we know that suppose there will be change in velocity in dv in time interval dt, so a can be written as dv over dt. Now we will multiply and divide by the dx with the on the right hand side of this equation, and this equation can be written in this way: a is equal to dv over dx into dx over dt. Means in the numerator their dx and dt will be interchange. Why? Because in the place of dx over dt it is mentioned in the side, it can be written by the velocity v. So this equation become a into dx is equal to v into dv. Now we will integrate this equation on both the side with the limits a into dx with the integration limit from 0 to s, and for velocity limits from u to v, which shows that velocity increases from u to v and displacement increases from 0 to s. On integrating, dx become x and v into dv, integration v into dv, that is v square by 2. On putting these limits, we will get a in the bracket s minus 0 is equal to 1 by 2 in the bracket v square minus u square, and finally it can be written as 2as is equal to v square minus u square. This is your third equation of motion. So these were the derivation of equations of motion by calculus method. Now we will see few questions based on these equations of motion. Let us see the first question. In this question, the question says that a car moving along a straight highway with a speed of 126 km per hour is brought to stop within a distance of 200 meters. What is the retardation of the car, which is assumed to be uniform, and how long it take for car to stop? Means question says that as car moving along straight line with a speed of 126 km per hour, that is the initial velocity u is given of the car, and it's brought to stop within a distance of 200 meters, means the final velocity of the car is 0 and distance covered by the body is 200. So as final velocity is 0, it means brakes apply on the car, so its acceleration will get decreases, which is called retardation. So we have to calculate the retardation and time taken to stop the car. So according to question, initial velocity u is given 126 km per hour, but we will convert into meter per second by multiplying 5 by 18. It would become 35 meter per second. V final velocity is 0, s distance covered by the car, that is given 200 meter. Now we will use the third equation of motion, v square is equal to u square is equal to 2s. In this relation, v is given 0, u is given 35 meter per second, a we have to calculate, s is given 200 meter. So on putting all these values, and value of a is can be calculated is minus 3.06 meter per second square. Acceleration a will come with negative sign. Why? Because its velocity will get decreases. It is actually retardation. So in the case of retardation, acceleration a represented with negative sign. Now in the second part, we have to calculate the time taken by the car. So for that, we will use the relation v is equal to u plus at. So this relation can also be written as t is equal to v minus u by a. Now we will put the value of v, u and a in this relation, and finally we will get the time, that would be, on simplifying, 11.43 seconds. So in this way, in this question, by using equation of motion first and third, we can calculate the retardation of the car and the time. taken by the car. Now let us see the next question. This is another question. See, this question says that a jet plane starts from rest with an acceleration of 3 meter per second square and makes run for 35 seconds before taking off. What is the minimum length of the runway and what is the velocity of the jet at takeoff? So this question says that jet plane start from rest, means its initial velocity u will be 0 in this case, and acceleration a is given 3 meter per second square and it run for 35 seconds, t is given. You have to calculate the minimum length of the runway, means distance covered by the jet plane before takeoff. So for that we will use this second equation of motion. S is equal to ut plus half at square. U is given 0, a is 3 meter per second square, t is 35 seconds. So on putting the value of a and t and u, we can get the value of s, that would be 1837.5 meter. And now to calculate the velocity of the jet at takeoff, we will again use the first relation. V is equal to u plus at. U is given 0, a is 3, t is 35 seconds. So on putting these variables, value of these variables, the velocity comes 105 meter per second of the jet. So in this question, we can calculate the distance covered by the jet and velocity by using first and second equation of motion.